Welcome to this week's show. This week on the show, we're going back to a very basic concept that I completely forgot. Sorry. But we're talking about flanking, one of the very basics of the game. Once you learn how to do this, you can build almost everything else in paintball off of this move. Come on, let's get right to it. Okay, so what is flanking? The term flank literally means the side, as such. Now, it can mean something like a side of beef, or it can mean like a side of formation of troops. So when you're talking about flanking, you're talking about literally going around to the side. Alright, so exactly how do you flank? Well, since we've determined that flanking is basically moving to the side of your opponent, that's exactly what we're going to do. Our opponent in this case is directly in front of us in the middle of the field. And from our bunker here, we don't have a shot. However, all Jim has to do is flank out or move out to the left about 10 feet and ta-da! One eliminated opponent. And you see, that's all flanking really is. Flanking is denying the other team angles and gaining angles for your team. It's all part of the triangle: angles, communication, teamwork. This is the basics. Once you get this, everything else is just gravy. Gravy on flank steak. Oh yeah, game's right. Okay, so if basic flanking is moving out to the side, then advanced flanking is adding a second direction. In this case, it's going to be forward. So Jim's going to give me suppression fire while I'm going to fire one more ball out. Keep their heads down. Jim's going to give me something, and I'm going to move out to the side and then move forward. At least distract him or something. Okay? They're bottles! Hello! Just because I don't feel like doing that again, I'm going to take that take.
All right.
I did it without injuring myself.
Okay.
Now, one more piece of flanking advice, and that is sometimes the best place to flank is backwards, because it does a couple of things. Sometimes the best cover is actually behind you, so don't be afraid to go backwards sometimes. And also, if you go backwards to an angle, you might actually cut off angles for your opponents to flank on you so that you can protect your teammates. Kind of like what I got to do. I got to go cover that spot. I'll be right back. Where'd it go? So that's basic flanking. Maneuvering to the side of your opponent and then moving up on them or moving back. But you really don't start to see the power of flanking until you get into the woods. Ah! I guess he never really does take those goggles off. Now in the woods, the flanking maneuver gets more interesting because you can use your camouflage to, well, camouflage your motion. Kind of like what we're about to do right now. You ready? I got you, Jim. Go for it. Now what we're going to do is a variation of the low man approach, kind of like what we saw in Season 1. Jim's going to flank out to the side and then flank forward, and I'm going to give him support fire. I got Jim. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. And we'll call that one a take. Because I'm out of paintballs. Yep, I heard that. Oh wait, I got two more. Now flanking is one of the fundamentals of the game. Flanking is good. When you flank, you're basically taking away angles from the other team. You take away angles from the other team, you take away real estate from the other team. Paintball field is only so big, so the more real estate that you have for your team, the better. But we got a game to keep on playing. I go left, you go right. Catch you guys next week.